All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a signature auction 27 this evening. My name is Dylan Bassani and I'm going to be your auctioneer. Thank you to all of our local bidders and all of our international bidders for joining this evening. There are some stunning lots available and we're looking very forward to it. 57 lots in total to be exact. We've got some stunning Union, we've got ZAR, we've got banknotes, we've got South African or modern South African's SA Mint rarities. Take a good look at the mintage figures of some of the modern stuff. And we've got top pops galore, some very special ZAR pieces in top pops as well. So please do have a good look at the full auction catalogue. Once we do finish up with Signature Auction 27, you will see Signature Auction 28 uploaded, which is a phenomenal auction. We're looking forward to that one, as well as our Culfam auction. Some top pops, or pretty much all top pops, and if it's not the best, it's pretty much very close to it. So please do have a look at Culfam auction. That opportunity will only present itself once or twice in your lifetime to own such top tier coins. Alright, with that being said, we're going to get on to lot number 1 this evening. Just before we do start with that, I'd like to remind everyone that if you are a member of the South African Coin Collectors Club, you will see the challenge that was put out to everyone this evening for lots number 22, 30, 31, 40 and 51. You will notice that if you do get it correct, we have sponsored an amazing prize, and this is something we will be doing going forward just to make a bit of fun and excitement over the auction. So if you haven't put your predictions in yet, quickly look at lots 22, 30, 31, 40 and 51 and put them on the South African Coin Collectors Club. If you're not already a member, please get hold of someone at the Bassani's team and we'll be more than happy to assist you with signing you up to the South African Coin Collectors Club. Alright, with that being said, let's get on to lot number 1 this evening. Lot number 1 is a 1933 South African silver 2 shilling. It is in mint state, stunning mint state coin with only 11 coins ever graded in a higher grade at NGC. It's got a catalogue price of 20,000 Rand in an uncirculated condition. We're currently bidding at a tenth of that, at 2-1. Who's going to give me 2-3? I've got 2-1 now. At 2,100, can we get 2-3 at 1? Who's got 3? Last call at 2,100. We're going to move over to a fair warning at 2-3. I've got 2-3 now. At 2-3, will you go 5 at 5? Who's got 7? At 2-5, I need 2-7 at 5 now. Last call and fair warning. At 2,500 Rand, that is going once at 2-7 now. At 2-7, will you go 9? At 2-7, who's got 9? At 7, I need 9. At 200, a bit down, don't lose it. Last call and fair warning. I'm going to sell it. At 2,700 at 9. At 2-9, can I get 3-3? At 3-3, will you go 3-7? At 300, a bit, at 400, a bit down, what do you say? At 3,300. Last call. At 3,300 Rand, we're moving over to a fair warning, ladies and gents. At 3,300 Rand, it will be the bargain of the night at lot number 1. At 3,300 going once. At 3,300 Rand, it is going twice. Has everyone seen that catalogue value? And if there's no further bids at just 3,300 Rand, it is sold. Well done to the winner. Lot number 2 this evening is a 1935 South African silver 2 shilling. It is also a mint state coin. It is an MS62 graded at NGC. This coin has a catalogue value of 18,000 Rand in an uncirculated condition. The 1935s are actually difficult to find in good mint state. This being an MS62 with only 9 coins ever graded in the higher grade, not easy to find these 35 mint state 2 shillings. We're currently bidding at just 2,050 Rand. Who's going to go in at 2-2? At 2-2 at 4, now the bids are flying in. At 2-4, who's got 6 at 4? Who's got 6 now? Last call and fair warning. At 2-6. At 2,650, who's got 3,050 at 3,000 now? At 3,000, will you go 3-4 at 400 a bit down? What do you say? At 3,000 now, you go 3-4. Last call. At 3,450. At 3,450, will you go 3-8? That's 400 Rand a bit increment here. Let's get things going. Last call and fair warning. If there's no advance, we'll sell. At 3,450, it is going once. Look at that catalogue value. At 3,450 Rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, is there no advance? I'm going to sell it here at 3,450 Rand. We all happy? It is sold. Well done to the winner. Our next lot this evening is a lot number 3. Lot number 3 this evening is a 1959 South African gold half quart. Or pound, it's a PF66. Look at that grade, stunning grade on that coin. There's only ever been 10 coins to grade in higher grades at NGC. Let's see what we can do here. That's 7,800 Rand. I've got 7,888 now, you go 8,2. At 8,000, who's got 8,2? What a bargain this is at 8,000. That's the gold price. This is from 1959 in proof condition. Think of grading costs alone here. At 8,200, will you go 8,4? At 8,2, will you go forward 2? Who's got forward 2 now? At 8,4. At 8,600 at 8,8, will you go 9? At 8,800, let's get to 9,000 at 8,8 now. A last call and fair warning. At just 8,800 Rand, it is going once. At 8,800 Rand, it is going twice at 9,000. At 9, will you go 9, forward 9 at 4? Who's got 9,800 Rand? At 9, 4, will you go 8 at 4? Who's got 8 now? A last call. At 9,400 Rand. We're going to move over to a fair at 9,800. Who's got 10,2? At 10,200. Who's got 10,6? At 10,2. Will you go 10,6 at 2? Who's got 6 now? Last call. At 10,6. At 10,600 now. Will you go 11,000 Rand? At 10,6 at 11 now. At 11, can we get 11 forward, 400 a bit down and lose it for 400 Rand? Last call. We got a fair warning on the board. At 11,000 Rand, it is going once. At 11,000 Rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, is there no advance? At 11,000, here it is. Sold. Well done to our winner. Our next lot for the evening is lot number 4. Lot number 4 is a 1959 pound. It's a PF66. Wow, monster grade on this one. Currently bidding at just 17,200 Rand. Can we get an advance at 17,600? At 17,200 now. At 6, will you go 18,000 at 400 a bit now? What do you say at 17,600 Rand? At 17,600 at 18, will you go 18 forward, 400 a bit now? What do you say? At 18,000, last call. At 18,000 Rand, we're going to move over to a fair warning, ladies and gents. At 18,400, will you go 18,800 at 4? Who's got 8 now at 400 a bit now? What do you say? At 18,400, need 8 at 4 at 8 is what I need. Last call. At 18,400 Rand. At 18,800 now. At 18,800, will you go 19,200? At 18,800, will you go 19,200? At 18,800 now at 400 a bit increment still. What a bargain it is. Think of the grading costs, think of the gold weight here. This is a proof coin from 1959. Fair warning. At 18,800, it is going once. It is going twice. At 19,200 on the buzzer. At 19,200, who's got 6 at 400 a bit now? At 19,600, can we go 20,000 and make it a nice round number for us all? At 19,600 now. Last call and fair warning. At 19,600 Rand, it is going once. At 19,600 Rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, are we all done at 19,600? Then it is sold. Well done to the winner. Lot number 5 this evening is a stunning 23.5 pound, or sovereign as some would say. It is graded at NGC as a PF64. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful coin, and very desirable numismatic collectibles here. At 23,600 Rand, we need 24,000. At 23,600 now, who's got 24? At 23,600 Rand, I need 24,000. At 23,600, who's got 24? Last call and fair warning. At just 23,600 at 24,400 now. At 24,400 Rand, can we get 25,200 Rand? Ladies and gents, this is a 1923 half sovereign at 24,400 now. Last call and fair warning. At just 24,400 Rand, it is going once. It is going twice. Ladies and gents, at 25,200. At 25,200 now, who's got 800 Rand more? Let's get to 26,000. At 25,200 at 800 a bit now, what do you say? I've got a last call on the board at 25,200 now. We're moving over to a fair warning, ladies and gents. At 25,200 Rand, it is going once. It is going twice. And if there's no advance bid, are we sure? Are we all done? At 25,200 Rand, it is sold. Well done to our winner. Lot number 6 this evening. One of my favorites. It's a Carl penny. Obviously struck in 1900. from 1900. This is with the rim. You do get two varieties, with and without the rim, similar to your Carl Ponder. Currently bidding at 3,800 Rand. Who's going to give us an advance to 4,000? At 3,800 now, you go 4. At 3,800, can we get 4,000 at 200 a bit now? Think of grading costs alone at NGC these days. At 3,800, fair warning. At 3,800 Rand, it is going once. At 3,800 Rand, it is going twice. And ladies and gents, if there's no advanced bid at just 3,800 Rand, I'm going to sell it. And it's sold. Well done to our winner. And lot 7 this evening is a 1900 Carl Pont. This is with the rim. It is being verified as genuine from Sangs. This is obviously one of two varieties that you do get. You get the rimless and the rimmed Carl Pont. Very nice to see. Currently bidding here, kind of below the gold price at 15,200, 15,600. Can we get up to 16,000? I've got 15,600 Rand now. At 16, will you go 16,400? At 16,400, will you go 17,200 at 800 a bit now? What do you say? At 16,400 now, will you go 17,200? Ladies and gents, do you have a Carl Pont in your collection? They are stunning. At 16,400. And a last call and fair warning. At 16,400 Rand at 17,200. At 17,200, will you go 18,000 at 17,200 now? And the last call at 17,200. I'm moving over to a fair warning. At 17,200 Rand. It is going once. What a bargain. It is going twice at 18,000. At 18, can we get 18,800? Still a bargain. Yeah, at 18,800 now. Who's got 19,600? That's 19,600 we're looking for. At 19,600, who's got 20,400 Rand? At 800 a bit now. What do you say? Last call and fair warning. At 19,600 going once. At 19,600 going twice. At 20,000. I've got 20 now, will you go 21,200. At 20,400, will you go 21,200 at that now? Who's got 22,000? Let's make it a round number at 22, what do you say? Last call. I'm going to move over to a fair warning, don't lose it for 800 Rand, ladies and gents. At just 21,200 Rand, it is going once. At 21,200 Rand, it is going twice. I'm about to sell it. Are we all done? At 21,200? Then it is sold. Well done to our winner. Our next lot for the evening is lot number 8. And lot number 8 this evening is a 1900 ZAR Carl Pont without the rim. It's an NGC certified coin. Currently bidding at 16,800 Rand. We're looking for 17,200. At 16,800 now, to go 17,200. At 400 a bit now, at 17,200. Who's got 17,600? At 17,600 and 18,400 at that now. Will you go 19,200 at 20,000 Rand? At 20 now, to go 20,800 at that. Will you go 21,600? At 20,800 at 21,000 at 22,400 now. At 22,400, will you go 23,200 at 800 a bit now? What do you say? At 23, who's got 4 at 3 now? At 800 a bit now, you go 24,000 at 24, we got it. At 24, who's got 24,800 at 800 a bit now? Oh, what do you say? I've got a last call on the board with a fair warning due at 24,000 at 24,800 now. At 24,800, who's got 25,600 Rand? At 800 a bit increment, yeah, don't lose it, let's do it. Fair warning, at 24,800 Rand it is going once. At 24,800 it is going twice, ladies and gents. If there is no advance for just 800 Rand an increment here, I'm going to sell it. It is sold. Well done to our winner. Alright, our next lot this evening is lot number 9. It's a 1900 ZAR Gold Pont, graded in mint state. Ladies and gents, you heard that right. Right here this evening, you can buy gold struck in the 1900s that's still in mint state. Believe it or not, here it is at 19,600 Rand. Can we get to 20,000? I've got 19,600 Rand. At 19,600, who's going to get us to 20,000? It's mint state. At 20,000 now. At 20,400 now, you go 21,200 at 800 Rand a bit increment here. We've got 21,200 at 22 now, you go 22,800 at 800 a bit now. Oh, what do you say? At 22,800 at 23 now, you go 4. At 23, will you go forward 3? Will you go forward 3 now at 800 a bit now? What do you say? At 24,400 now, you go 25,200 at 800. Oh, last call and fair warning. What a bargain this is. It's a mint state coin, ladies and gents, from 1900. Think of that. At 25,200 now. At 25,200 I need 26. At 25,200 I need 26. At 800 Rand a bit increment now. Do you have a mint state pont from 1900? Think of the grading cost alone here as well. At 25,200 Rand, I need 26,000. I've got a last call and a fair warning on the board. At 25,200 Rand, that is going once. At 25,200 Rand, that is going twice. If there's no advance bid, ladies and gents, at just 25,200 at 26 on the buzzer. At 26,000 now. At 26, can we get 26.8? Don't lose it for 800 Rand here. At 26, I'm sure we can get 26,800. And the last call. I'm going to go fair warning. If everyone's out, at 26,000 Rand, it is going once. At 26,800. At 26,800 now, who's got 27? At 26,800, let's get to 27,600 Rand. It's worth every cent. Last call and fair warning once more. At 26,800 Rand, it is going once. Don't lose it for 800. It is going twice. And if there is no advance, and we're all done, at 27 now. At 27,600, who's got 28? At 27, will you go 28 at 7, who's got 8 now? Last call and fair warning. At 27,600 Rand, it is going once. At 27,600 Rand, it is going twice. And if there's no advance bid at just 27,600 Rand, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to sell it. And it's sold. Well done to our winner. Lot number 10 this evening is a TW De Jong 1 Rand specimen banknote. It is currently bidding at 3,100 Rand. Stunning banknote it is. Look at all that serial number. Oh, beautiful with the specimens. You see that? This is all the zeros. And this note does catalogue at 10,000 Rand in uncirculated condition and 5,000 in EF condition. We're currently bidding at 3,600 Rand. Can I get an advance to get us to 4,000? At 3,600 now. At 3,600 now. Will you go 4,000 at 3,600? Who's got 4? At 3,600, what a bargain this is at 3,600. Anyone want it for 4? Last call and fair warning. At 3,600 Rand going once. At 3,600 Rand going twice at 4 now. At 4, will you go 4 forward? 4, will you go 4 forward? 4 now. Last call and fair warning. At 4,000 Rand, it is going once. At 4,000 Rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, don't lose it. At 4,000, it is. What a bargain. Sold. Our next lot's lot number 11 this evening. It is a South African De Kock 5 Rand specimen banknote. How cool is that? Nice specimen there. Look at the condition. This note catalogues at over 6,000 Rand in an uncirculated condition. We're currently bidding at 2,000. This is the specimen with the red specimen ink. You do get two varieties. The red and black ink here is our red ink variety at 2,600. Who's got 2,800 now? At 2,600 Rand. At 2,600, will you go 2,800 at 6? Will you go 8 at 6 at 200 a bit now? What do you say? Last call and fair warning. At 2,600 Rand, it is going once. At 2,600 Rand, it is going twice. Guys, this is the bargain of the night. Last chance. If there's no advance, I'm going to sell it at 2,600 at 2,800. At 3,000 now, can I get 3,400? At 3, will you go 3 forward? 3, will you go forward? 3 now at 400 a bit now. What can you buy for that? At 3,000. Last call and fair warning. At 3,000 Rand, it is going once. At 3,400. At 3,400, will you go 3,800? At 3,400, will you go 3,800 Rand at 400 a bit now? Will you go 8 at 4 now? Last call and fair warning. At 3,400 Rand, it is going once. At 3,400 Rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, do we have an advance? At 3,400? For an absolute bargain, it is sold. Well done to our winner. Lot number 12 this evening is a 1 Rand replacement banknote. It's a 66 gem uncirculated. Ladies and gents, this is Z2. Stunning to see Z2 in such a beautiful, and when I say beautiful, I really truly mean its condition. This note is spectacular. Let's see if we can do it. 2,700 Rand. This note catalogues at over 6,500 Rand in an uncirculated condition. And uncirculated it is. Being gem uncirculated 66 at 3,500 Rand. Who's got 3,900? At 3,500, will you go 3,900? At 3,500 Rand at 3,900, will you go 4,300 at 400 a bit now? At 3,900. Last call. I want to move over to fair warning at 3,900 Rand. At 4-3 now. At 4-3, will he go 4-7 at 7? Who's got 5-1? At 4-7, will he go 5-1 at 1? Who's got 5.5 at 1 now? The last call. At 5,100. I'm going to move over to a fair warning. At 5,100 Rand below catalogue, it is going once. At 5.5. At 5.5, will he go 5.9? At 5.9, will he go 6.3 at 9? Who's got 6.3 at 400 a bit now? Last call and fair warning. At 5,900 Rand, it is going once. At 5,900 Rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, do we not have an advance? At 5,900, it is sold. Well done, 12-1. Lot number 13 this evening is a 1992 Stels Blank 50 Rand. It is a 50 Rand with a lion watermark. How awesome is that? It looks really good. Current bid is at 6,600 Rand. I see that there was one of these floating around for sale at over 20,000 Rand. Quite interesting to see what this one goes for tonight. Currently bidding at 7,400 Rand. Who's got 7.8? At 7,400 at 7.8 now, will he go 8.2. At 7,800 now, will he go 8.2 at 7.8 now? Our last call at 8,200. At 8.2, can we go 9,000? At 9 now, will he go 9,800 at 9? Will he go 9.8 now? Have you seen it before? Will you see it again? At 9,000, last call and fair warning. At 9,000 Rand, it is going once. At 9,800 at 800 a bit now, you go 10,600 Rand at 800 now. What do you say? I've got 10,600 is what I'm looking for at least. Last call at 9,800. We got a fair warning on the board. Don't lose it for 800 Rand, yeah? At 9,800 Rand, it is going once. At 10.6 now. At 10,600 now, will you go 11.4? Our asking's at 11.4. We got a last call on the board, ladies and gents. We got a fair warning. At 10,600 Rand going once at 11.4. At 11.4, will you go 12.2? At 11.4, let's get to 12.2 at 800 a bit now. What do you say? At 11,400. Last call. I'm moving over to fair warning once more. At 11,400 Rand at 12.2. Are we going to get 13,000? Let's make it a nice round number at 12.2 now. What do you say? I've got 12.2. Let's get to 13,000 Rand. Last call at 12,200. I'm going to move over to fair warning, ladies and gents, at 12.2 now going once. At 12.2 it is going twice. Are you sure? Are we all done? At 12,200 Rand. Yeah, it is. Sold. Well done, 12-1 now. Our next lot this evening is lot number 14. It is a 1967 Gold Kruger Rand. We all know how scarce these are, ladies and gents. First year. The most traded gold coin in the world, the Kruger Rand, was ever struck in 1967. Interesting grade on this one, being a mint state and proof-like coin, MH65PL, very interesting. Stunning to see, currently bidding below the gold price at 61,000 Rand. At 61, who's going to advance to 63? At 63 now. I've got 63, who's got 65? At 65,000, will he go 67? At 65, at 67 now, will he go 69? At 67, will he go 9? At 7, will he go 9? At 7 now. Last call. At 67,000 Rand, we're below gold price here. At 67,000 Rand, I've got a last call and a fair warning. At 67,000 Rand, it is going once. At 67,000 Rand, it is going twice. At 69 now. At 69, will you go 71 at 2,000 Rand a bit? Yeah. At 69,000, can we get up to 71,000 now? Look at that grade. Mint state and PL, MSPL, 65. Wow. Last call. At 69,000. I'm going to move over. At 71 now. At 71 now, will you go 73? At 71, can we get 73 at 1? Will you go 73 at 1 now? Last call. At 71,000. We're moving over to a fair warning. At 71,000 Rand, it is going once. At 71,000, it is going twice. At 73. At 73 now, will you go 75? At 73, will you go 5 at 3? Who's got 5 at 3 now? Last call. At 73,000. I'm moving over to a fair warning. At 73,000 Rand going once. At 73,000 Rand going twice. Ladies and gents, there's no advance. I'm going to have to sell it. At 73,000. 61,000 Rand. Yeah, it is. Sold. Well done to our winner. Our next lot for the evening is lot number 15. It's a 1968 South African Kruger Rand. We all know how scarce these 68 Krugers are. I'm looking through the photos myself now. I love the 68s. At 58,500 now, who's got 59.5? At 58.5, will you go 59.5 at 1,000 a bit now? A last call and fair warning. At 58,500 Rand, it is going once. At 58,500 it is. At 59.5. At 59.5 now, who's got 60? At just 1,000 a bit now, I got a last call at 59.5. A last call and fair warning. At 59,500 Rand, it is going once. At 60 now. At 60,000. At 60, who's got 61? At 60, will he go 61 at 60 now? A last call and fair warning. At 60,500 going once. At 60,500 going twice. Ladies and gents, are we seeing this here? What a bargain. At 60,500 Rand. Here it is. Sold. Well done to our winner. Lot 16 this evening is a 1969 1 ounce Kruger Rand. We all know how in demand the 69 Krugers are. This one being a PF67 cameo. Wow, what a monster grade from 1969. There's only ever been 2 1969 Krugers to ever grade in a high grade. So if you're a top Kruger Rand collector, this one is definitely not to be missed. At 62,500 Rand, the bids are flying in. At 64 now, will he go 66? I've got 64.5 now. At 64, will he go 66 at 4? Who's got 6 at 4 now? The last call. At 66.5 now, will he go 68.5? Have you seen this grade? What grade is your 69 if you have one? At 66,500. A last call and fair warning. At 66,500 Rand, it is going once. At 68.5. At 68,500 now, I need an advance. 2,000 a bit increment here, who's got 70? At 70,500 Rand now. At 70,500 now, he goes 72,500. It's worth every cent. It's a proof 67 cameo coin from 1969. At 74.5 now, who's got 76,500 Rand. At 74.5 now, I got a last call on the board. We're moving over to fair warning, ladies and gents. For just 2,000 Rand more, it could be yours. At 74,500, going once. It is going twice. Ladies and gents, if we've got no advance bid at 74.5, at 74.5 it is. Sold. Well done to our winner. Lot 17 this evening is a 1976 South African proof Kruger Rand PF66 Ultra Cameo. Beautiful to see them. At 57.5. Who's got 58.5? At 57.5, will he go 58.5? 58.5. Who's got 9 at 1,000 a bit now? Who's got 9? Last call. At 59,500. At 59,500, I need 60,500 Rand at 1,000 a bit now. What do you say? At 60,000. At 61, will he go 2? At 62, will he go 3 at 3? Will he go 4 at 3 now? Last call. At 63,500, we're going to move over to a fair warning. It could win it for 1,000 Rand more here, ladies and gents. At 64, at 65, who's got 67? At 65,000 Rand, we need 67 now. At 65, I need 67. At 65 now. Last call and fair warning. At 67. At 67.5 now, he goes 69.5 at 2,000 a bit. Yeah, what do you say? At 67,500, last call and fair warning. At 67,500 Rand, it is going once. It is going twice. Ladies and gents, if there's no advance bid, at 67,500 Rand, here it is. Sold. Well done to our winner. Our next lot for the evening is lot number 18 to 1982 1 ounce proof gold Kruger Rand, currently bidding at 56,000 Rand. We need an advance to 57. At 56 now, will he go 57 at 7 now? Will he go 8 at 7 now? At 58,000. At 58,000 at 59 now, who's got 61? At 59, will he go 61? Look at that proof. Look how stunning that coin is. It is in impeccable condition. At 61,000. Last call, we're looking for 63 at just 2,000 Rand an increment here. What do you say? Last call and fair warning. At 61,000 Rand now it is going once. At 61,000 Rand now it is going twice. At 63, almost a bargain there. At 65, will you go 67? At 65, will you go 67 at 5? Who has got 7 at 5 now? Last call. At 65,000. I'm going to move over to a fair warning, ladies and gents. At 65,000 Rand it is going once. At 65,000 Rand it is going twice. And if there's no advance for 67,000, are we all sure? At 65, can I sell? Then it is sold. Well done to the winner. Lot number 19 this evening is a 1989 South African proof Krugerrand Prestige set. This Prestige set has a mintage of just 752. Very or super low mintage, should I say. It does obviously include your full ounce, your half ounce, your quarter, and your tenth. That makes a total gold weight of 1.85 ounces. So a lot of gold in here. Obviously all proof and in very low mintages. At 110,000 Rand. Can I get 112? I've got 110 now. At 110,000 now, will you go 112 at 110? Will you go 112 at 110? Who's got 12 at 10 now? And the last call and fair warning. What a bargain it is. At 110,000 Rand, it is going once. At 112 now. At 112 now, will you go 114? At 112, will you go 114? That's 2,000 an increment here. We're looking for 114,000. Will you give it to us? The last call. We're looking for fair warning. At 112,000 Rand, it is going once. At 112,000 Rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, if there is no advance at just 112,000 Rand, I'm going to have to sell it at 112,000. Ladies and gentlemen, it is sold. Well done. So I want a lot 20 this evening is a 2003 Natura Prestige set. It's Cats of Africa set. Currently bidding at 104,000 Rand. This set is scarce. One of just 700 sets ever minted. That's if 700 of these sets were minted initially. And the coolest part is, this is a 2003 set with the serial number 003. It's set number 3 from 2003, all in proof. Let's see what we can do. At 104,000 Rand, who's got 106? I've got 104 at 106 now, to go 108. At 106 now, to go 108 at 106. Who's got 108 at 108 now, to go 110. At 110 now, will you go 112? At 110, will you go 112? It's number 003 from 003. 2003, that is. At 110 now, a last call. We need 112. At 110,000, I got a last call at 112. Who's got 114 at 2,000? A bit increment here. We're asking 114,000. We're at 112 now at 2,000. A bit now at 114. Who's got 116? At 114,000 now. At 116 now, to go 118,000 Rand. At 116 now, to go 118 at 116. Who's got 118? Last call and fair warning. At just 116,000 Rand, it is going once. At 118 now, will you go 120? Let's make it a round number. Let's get to 120,000 Rand. Last call. At 118,000, we're going to move over to fair warning. At 118,000 Rand, does no one want this 2003 set with the 003 serial number? Does it get any cooler than that? At 120 now. At 120 now, to go 122. At 120 now, to go 122 at 2,000 Rand. But yeah, don't lose it for just 2,000 Rand. Last call and fair warning. At 120,000 now, going once. At 120,000 now, going twice. Ladies and gents, no advance for 120. Then it is sold. Well done to our winner. Lot number 21 this evening is a presidential inauguration. A 1994 presidential inauguration, 1 ounce gold. It is stunning. Please do look at the presentation box it's in. That is the VIP presentation box, being in the white box like that. Haven't had one of these actually on auction in a long time. They are stunning. Let's see what we can do. Current bid is in at 55,500. We're looking for 56,500 Rand, below the gold price here. These are highly collectible. If you've seen the silver one, here's the gold one. At 56.5 now to go 57. I've got 56 now to go 57. At 56, who's got 7 at 7? Who's got 8 now? At 57.5. Last call and fair warning. At 58, 500 now to go 59. At 58 now to go 59. It's still just 1,000 rand a bit. Yeah, ladies and gents, that's a real bargain. Last call and fair warning. This is a VIP presentation. At 59.5. At 59,500 I need 61. At 59,500 I need 61 at 2,000 rand a bit here now. Last call and fair warning. If you're not betting, you're going to lose it. At 59,500 rand, it is going once. At 59,500 rand, it is going twice. At 61. At 61,000 now, will he go 63? At 61, will he go 3 at 1? Will he go 3 at 1 now? Last call. At 61,500. I'm going to move over to fair warning. At 61,500 rand, it is going once. Ladies and gents, it's a real bargain. At 61,500 rand, it is going twice. Is there no advance bid for 63? I've got it. At 63.5 now. At 63,500, will he go 65? At 63, will he go 5 at 3? Will he go 5 at 2,000 rand a bit here now? Last call. At 63,000. I'm going to move over to fair warning. At 63,000 rand, it is going once. It is going twice, ladies and gents. If there is no advance, at 65.5. At 65,500 now, will he go 67? At 65, will he go 67? At 5, will he go 7 now? Last call. At 65,000. We're moving over to a fair warning. At 65,000 rand, it is going once. At 65,000 rand, it is going twice, ladies and gents. If there is no advance for 65,000, I'm going to have to sell it. And it is sold. Well done to our winner. Lot number 22 you'll be very familiar with if you are part of the South African Coin Collectors Club. This is the first of the Hidden Easter eggs in tonight's auction. Obviously it's lots 22, 30, 31, 40 and 51, which everyone is competing for. Let's see how we do. Current bid is in at 21,200 rand. If you haven't put your guesstimations or estimations on the group yet, that's the South African Coin Collectors Club, please do put it in before we sell this lot. At 22,400 rand, the bids are flying through here. This is not something you see every day. It is a 2021 USA 1 ounce Liberty dollar. This is not any ordinary Liberty $100 coin. This is a platinum, and that is 31.1 grams of 0.999 fine platinum. Alright, at 22,400 rand is our current bid. Who's got 22,800 rand? At 22.8 now. At 22,800. At 23.2, will you go 23.6? At 23,600 now. I need 24 at 4. Who's got 24,800 rand? At 24,800. At 25 now. At 25, will you go 6 at 5? Will you go 6 at 5 now? Last call. At 26. I've got 26,400, will you go 27? At 26, at 27, will you go 28 now? Have you seen a platinum USA Liberty dollar before? At 27,200, who's got 28,800 of it now? This is cool, it really is. A last call and fair warning. At 27,200 rand, going once. At 27,200 rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, is there no advance? At 27,200, I'm going to have to sell it at 27,200 rand. It is sold. Well done to our winner. Our next lot for this evening is lot number 23. It's an 1892 ZAR shilling. It's graded as an MS62 coin. It's SAGS, our local South African grading company, at 4,000 rand. Can we get up to 4,200? At 4,000 now. I've got 4,000 now to go for 2 at 4. Will you go 2 at 4 now? A last call and fair warning. It's a mint state coin. This coin catalogues at over 15,000 rand in an uncirculated condition. At 4,000, it is going once. At 4,000 rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, is there no advance? At 4,000, I'm going to sell it Bargain of the night. Well done to the winner. It is sold. Lot 24 this evening is an 1893 Tikkie in mint state. Ladies and gents, this coin is incredibly difficult to find in higher grades. The 1893 year alone is one of the big ones in ZAR coinage, and definitely one of the years that is not easy to find nice mint state coins in. We're currently bidding at 4,400 Rand. This coin catalogues at over 14,500 Rand. Let's see what we can do. At 4.8 now, who's got 5.2? I've got 4,800 now, to go 5.2 at 400 but now, what do you say? At 4.8 now, and the last call and fair warning. At 4,800 Rand it is going once. What a bargain, MS63 here. At 4,800 Rand it is going twice. Ladies and gents, if there is no advance bid at 5.2. I've got 5.2 now at 5.6 now, to go 6,000. At 5.6 at 6 now, to go 6.4 at 6,000. And the last call. We're going to move over to fair warning at 6 now. At 6,000 Rand it is going once. At 6,000 Rand it is going twice. Is there no advance? Are we all done at 6,000 Rand? If so, then it is sold. Ladies and gents, we did have a last second bid come in there. We're going to have to give everyone a fair shot at 6.4, at 6.8. Who's got 7.2? At 6,800 now, would you go 7.2? If you're not bidding, you're going to lose it. Ladies and gents, get those bids in. Last call and fair warning. At 6,800 Rand, that is going once, going twice. And if there's no advance bid, and we are all done at 6,800, then it is sold. Well done to our winner. Our next lot for the evening is lot number 25. Lot number 25 is an 1896 South African silver sixpence. It's an MS64 coin. Very, very nice coin. Please do look at it. This coin catalogues at 4,000 Rand. This is a choice uncirculated ZAR coin. Look at that condition from 1896. Incredible. At 4,600 Rand, our current bid, we're going to call for 5,000. At 4.6, who's got 5? I've got 4,600 now, looking for 5,000 Rand at 400 but now, what do you say? At 4.6, last call and fair warning. At 5,000. At 5,000 Rand, can I get 5.4? At 5, will you go 5.4? This is an MS64. Looking for 5.4. Last call and fair warning. At 5,000 Rand, it is going once. Ladies and gents, this is a big coin. At 5,000 Rand, it is going twice. If there's no advance, 5,000 Rand, it is sold. Well done to our winner. Lot 26 this evening is a stunning 1897 2-shilling coin. It is an MS64 top pop at PCGS. You don't get any better than this. It is a top coin. I'm looking through the photos now myself, and I'm sure you can see why. Current bidding at 7,000 Rand. We need an advance to 7,200. At 7.4 now, who is going to go 7.6? I've got 7,400 now, will you go 7.6? At 7.4, I need 7.6. Ladies and gents, this is a top pop coin, I repeat. At 7.4, our last call and fair warning. At 7,400 Rand at 7.8 now. At 7,800 now, will you go 8.2 at 400 Rand, a bit increment here. What a bargain it is for such a stunning coin. At 7,800 at 8.2, will you go 8.6? At 8,200, will you go 8.6 at 2? Who's got 6? Last call. I've got 8.6. I need 9,000. At 8,600 now, I need 9,000 at 400 a bit now. We got a last call on the board now. I'm moving over to fair warning at 8,600 Rand going once. At 9,000, will you go 9.4? At 9.4, will you go 9.8? At 9.4, will you go 8 at 4 now? A last call and fair warning. At 9,400 Rand, it is going once. At 9,400 Rand at 9.8 now, who's got 10,200? At 10.2 now, who's going to make it 11,000? Let's make it a round number. It's worth every cent. It's a top pop coin. At 10,200 Rand, a last call and fair warning. At 10,200 Rand going once. At 10,200 Rand, it is going twice. If there's no advance bids here, ladies and gents, at just 10,200 Rand, it is sold. Well done to the winner. What a cracker coin that was. Alright, here's the infamous 1898 Sammy Marks penny. It's an MS63 red brown. Currently bidding at 2,700 Rand. We need an advance to 3,100. At 2,700 now. At 2,700 now, will he go 3,100. At 2,700 at 3,100 now, will he go 3,500 at 3,100, will he go 5 at 1 now. Last call and fair warning. At 3,100 rand, what a bargain it is. It is going once. It is going twice. At 3,500, who's got 9? At 3,500 now, will he go 3,900 at 3,500 now, will he go 9 at 5. Last call and fair warning. At 3,500 rand, it is going once. At 3,500 at 3,900, will he go 4,300. At 3,900, will he go 4,300 at 9, will he go 4,300 now. At 4,300 now. At 4,300, can we get 4,700? At 4,300, can we get 4,700 at 3? Who's got 7 now? Last call. At 4,700. At 4,700 now, can we get up to 5,100 at 1? Will he go 5,500 at 400? But now he go 5,500 rand. Last call and fair warning. At 5,100 at 5,500 now. At 5,500 now, I need 6,300 at 5,500. Will he go 6,300 at 800 a bit now? What do you say? I've got a last call on the board. I've got a fair warning due at 5,500. At 6,300 now, who's got 7,100? At 6,300, will he go 7,100 at 6,300? Will he go 7,100 at 3 now? A last call and fair warning. At 6,300 at 7,100, will he go 7,900? At 7,100, will he go 9 at 1? Will he go 9 at 800 a bit now? What do you say? A last call and fair warning. At 7,100 rand, it is going once. At 7,100 rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, if there's no advance bid for just 7,100, here it is. Sold. Well done to our winner. Lot number 28 this evening is an 1892. Tikkie. What is so special about this Tikkie? It is in proof condition, ladies and gents. PR standing for proof 64. That means this is one of just the 30 ever struck proof Tikkies. Catalogue value of 50,000 rand. We're currently bidding at 17.2 here. Can we get up to 18,000? At 17.2 now. At 17.2 now, will he go 18,000? At 17.2, will he go 18,000 at 800 a bit now? At 17.2 now, will he go 18,000 at 800 a bit now? What do you say? A last call at 17,200. I'm moving over to a fair warning at 18, at 18.8. At 18,800 now. At 20,000, the bids are coming in at 22. Will he go 22 at 23 now? At 23,600 now. Who has got 24,400 now? The bids are flying through. At 800 at 25,2 now. At 26,000 rand, it's flying in here at 26. At 26,800, who's got 27? At 26,800, will he go 27,6 now? At 800 a bid, yeah, what do you say? Last call and fair warning. At 26,800 rand, it is going once. At 26,800 rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, if there's no advance. At 26,800 rand. At 27,600. At 27,600 rand now. At 28,400, who's got 29,2? At 28,400, will he go 29,2 at 28,400 now? Last call and fair warning. At 28,400 rand, it is going once. At 28,400 rand, it is going twice, ladies and gents. Is there no advance? At 28,400 rand, then it is sold. Well done to our winner. Our next lot is lot number 29 this evening. It's a proof sixpence graded at NGC, currently bidding at just 18,000 rand. What a bargain it is. One of the 50 ever struck sixpences here. Catalogue value of over 55,000 rand. And with how scarce these coins are, it should definitely be at that value. Our current bid is at 19,600 rand. Can I get 20,400? At 19,600 now. At 19,600, will he go 20,000? At 19,600, who's got 20,000? At 21,200 now, will he go 22,000? At 800 a bit now, let's get to 22 at 21,200 now. Last call at 21,200. I'm moving over to a fair warning at 22,800. Who's got 23? At 22,800, I need 23,600. At 22,800, I need 23,600 now. And last call and fair warning. At 24,400, the bids are coming in. At 24,400 now, who's got 26,000 rand? At 26 now, can I get 27,600? At 27,600 now, who's got 29,200? At 27,600 now. Last call and fair warning. At 27,600 rand, that is going once. At 29,200 now, can I get 30,000 at 30? Who's got 32? At 30,800 now, you go 32,400. Last call and fair warning. At 30,800 rand, that is going once. At 30,800 rand, that is going twice. And if there's no advance bid, ladies and gents, at 30,800 rand, here it is. Ladies and gents, I'd sold it there. However, a last second bid did come in and we have to give everyone a fair shot. At 32,400 now, can we get 34,000? At 34,000 now, who's got 35,600? At 34, will you go 35 at 4? Will you go 5 now? Last call and fair warning. If you don't get bidding, you're going to lose. At 34,000 going once. At 34, 35 now. At 35 now, will you go 37? At 37,200 now, will you go 38? At 37.2, can we go 38.8 now? Last call and fair warning. At 37,200 rand, that is going once. At 37,200 rand, that is going twice. Ladies and gents, if there's no advance bid at 37.2, here it is. Sold. Well done to our winner. Lot 30 this evening. Ladies and gents, is my lot of the night. It is a true honor. It is a privilege to sell a ZAR stand-alone top pop coin. This is not just a proof penny. There were only 25 proof pennies ever struck. This is the best proof penny known. It is a stand-alone top pop at PCGS. This is one for the history books, and it literally already has made the news. This coin has been in multiple publications over the last 2 weeks for its scarcity and its proof status. Here we go. It is a proof 65 BN stand-alone top pop coin. Let's see what we can do. The current bid is at 130,000 rand. We need 138,000. At 130,000 rand, who's got 138? At 130 now, I need 138,000 at 130,000 rand now. Last call. I'm moving over to a fair warning. If you don't get bidding at 146, the bids are flying through at 152, at 162 now. At 162,000 rand now, who's going to give me 178,000? At 162, I need 178 now. At 178, who's got 194? At 194,000 rand, will you go 210,000 rand? At 194, it's still an absolute bargain of a catalogue price at 350,000 rand. Previously, these coins have sold much closer to 500,000 rand, and this is the finest known. At 210,000 rand now, who's got 226? At 210, I need 16 more to make it 226,000. At 226 now. At 226 now, you go 242,000 rand. At 226 now, who's got 242? At 16,000 an increment here, it's less than 10% of the total. At 226 now, will you go 242? A last call, ladies and gents, what a bargain it still is. At 242 now. At 242 now, who's going to take it to 258? At 242,000, I need 258,000 rand. Everyone that's part of the Coin Collectors Club in South Africa will know this coin is part of the competition. Let's see what we can get. At 242,000 now, can we get 258,000 rand? At 258,000 rand now, who's got 274,000? Our viewers have just hit a record level. Welcome if you're just joining us, ladies and gents. It is time for the standalone top pop ZAR penny. At 258,000 now, who's got 274,000 rand? At 16,000 an increment here, I've got a last call on the board. At 258,000, I'm moving over to a fair warning at 274. At 274 now, who's got 290? Let's keep the bids rolling here. What a bargain it is. At 274,000, I got a last call on the board. At 274,000, I'm moving over to a fair warning. At 290 on the buzzer. I've got 290 now, who's got 306? At 306 quickly replied, can we get to 322,000 rand? We're almost at that catalogue value for this coin. However, this is the finest known. It is a proper proof penny here at 306,000 now. Can we get 322,000? At 322 now, will you go 338? When will you see a coin of this caliber available again? At 322 now, can we get 338,000 rand? At 322 now, it's 16,000 an increment. I need that 338. What do you say? I've got a last call on the board. Let's get there. I've got a last call. We got a fair warning. At 322, at 338,000, at 338 now, will you go 354,000 rand? Let's get there to 354 at 16,000 rand an increment here. It's worth every cent, it's below catalogue, and it's the best known. At 338,000 rand, I've got a last call. We're moving over to a fair warning, don't miss this opportunity. At 338,000 rand, going once. At 338,000 rand. It is going twice. You might never see this coin again. If you don't bid now, you got one last chance. At 338,000 rand. It is not sold. We got a bid at 354 now. At 354,000 now. Can I get up to 370,000 rand? We're bidding at 16,000 rand an increment here. Ladies and gents, this is creme de la creme of ZAR coins. It is a proof penny. Don't miss this opportunity. At 354 now, we go 370,000 rand. At 354 now, let's get 16,000 rand more here. Last call. At 354,000, ladies and gents. I've got a fair warning on the board. At 354,000 rand. It is going once. At 354,000 rand, ladies and gents. It is going twice. If there is no advance, at 370,000 rand now. At 370 now, can I get 386,000 rand? At 370 now, we go 386 at 370. A last call. At 370,000 rand, ladies and gents, we're moving over to fair warning once more. Everyone has realized what this coin is. It might only come once in your lifetime. At 370,000 rand, it is going once. At 370,000 rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, your last chance at 370,000 rand, it is sold. Well done to our winner. Our next lot this evening is also part of our Coin Collectors Club competition. Lots 22, 30, 31, 40 and 51 here with lot 31. Let's see what we do. Well done to the winner of that proof penny. I've lost my voice a little bit after that one. Tremendous coin. Really not something you see every day. Beautiful coin, all I have to say, and well done once again. Current bid on this lot's flying through at 2-2 now. We have 200 rand an increment here. Can we get up to 2,400? At 2-4 now. At 2,600 now. Can we get 2-8? At 2-6 now. Will you go 2-8 at 6? Who's got 8 at 6 now? Last call and fair warning. At 2,650 rand, it is going once. At 2,650 at 2-8 now. At 2,800 at 3 now, you go 3-4. The bids are flying through here at 4. You go 8 at 8 now. At 3-8 now, you go 4-2. At 3-8 now, you go 4-2 at 3-8 now. Last call and fair warning. At just 3,800 rand, this could be the bargain of the night from 1764. Please do read up the write-up we've got there at 4-6 now. At 4-6 now, you go 5,000 rand. At 4-6, will you go 5 at 4-6 now? Last call and fair warning. At 4,600 rand. At 5,000. At 5,000, we need 5-8. At 5,000, will you go 5-8 at 5? Will you go 8 at 5 now? Last call and fair warning. At 5,000 rand, it is going once. At 5,000 rand, it is going twice. At 5-8. At 5,800, will you go 6-6? At 5-8, will you go 6-6 at 800 a bid now? Have you seen this before? Last call and fair warning. At the 5,800 rand, it is going once. At 5,800 rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, if there's no advance at 6-6, can I get 7-4? At 6-6 now, you go 7-4. At 6-6, will you go 7-4 at 800 a bid now? What do you say? Last call and fair warning. At 6,600 rand going once. At 6,600 at 7.4, can I get 8.2? At 7.4, will you go 8.2 at 800 a bit now? What do you say? A last call and fair warning. At 7,400 Rand, it is going once. At 7,400 Rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, if there's no advance bid at 7.4, then it is sold. Well done to the winner. Our next lot is lot number 32 this evening. And lot number 32 this evening is a stunning 1949 South African short proof set in its original box there, one of just 800 of these sets ever made. Catalogue value of over 21,000 Rand. Let's see what we can do here. At 8,100, can we get it? Bids are flying through. At 9.3 now. At 9,300. At 9.7, who's got 10.5? At 9.7, will you go 10,500? At 9.7, I need 10.5 at 9.7 now. At 10,500, will you go 11.3? At 11.3, can I get up to 12.1 at 800 a bit now? What do you say? We got a last call on the board. I'm moving over to fair warning. At 11,300 Rand, it is going once. At 11,300 Rand, it is going twice. Guys, at 12.1, almost a bargain there. At 12.1 now, will you go 12.9? At 12.1, will you go 9? At 1, will you go 9? At 1 now. A last call and fair warning. At 12,100 Rand, it is going once. At 12,100 Rand, it is going twice. 49 proof set. And if there's no advance bid here, ladies and gents, at 12,100 Rand, here it is. Sold. Well done to our winner. Lot 33 this evening is a 1982 South African proof 1 Rand. It is a 65 Ultra Cameo. Very interesting to see. The 11 coins in a higher grade. This coin has a catalogue value of over 10,000 Rand. Let's see what we can do. At 4,600, our current bid. Can we get 4.8? At 4.6 now, you go 4.8. At 4.6, at 5, the bids are flying through here. Can we get 5,800? At 5, will you go 5.8? Do you have one of these in your collection? You don't see them often. A last call and fair warning. At 5,000 Rand, it is going once. At 5.8 now. At 5.8, will you go 6.6? At 6,600 now, will you go 7.4? At 6.6, will you go 7.4? At 6.6 now. A last call. At 6,600 Rand. At 6,600 Rand, I'm moving over to a fair warning. At 6.6 going once. At 7.4 will you go 8.2 now. At 7,400 now you go 8.2 at 800 a bit now you go 8.2 at 800. A last call and fair warning. At 7,400 it is going once. At 7,400 Rand it is going twice. If I don't have an advance bid at 7,400 Rand at 8.2. At 8.2 now will you go 9,000. At 8.2 will you go 9. At 8.2 will you go 9. A last call and fair warning. At 8,200 Rand going once, going twice, ladies and gents, at 9,000. At 9 will you go 9.8, almost at that catalogue of value. At 9,000 will you go 9.8 at 9 now. A last call and fair warning. At 9,000 Rand it is going once. At 9,000 Rand it is going twice. Ladies and gents, if there's no advance bid. At 9,000 Rand. It is. Sold. Well done to our winner. And lot 34 this evening is a top pop coin. It's a 1932 half penny, ladies and gents. It's not any half penny. It is the finest known 32 half penny. Only 2 coins in this grade, so it's 1 of 2. Coin catalogues at 2,500. But let's see what the best of them all goes for. At 1,750 Rand, we're looking for 1.9. At 1.7 now, you go 1.9. At 1.7 will you go 1.9. At 1.7 at 1.9 will you go 2.1 at 9. Who's got 2.1 at 9 now? A last call and fair warning. At 1,900 Rand it is going once. At 2.1 now. At 2.1 can we get 2.5? At 2.1 will you go 5? At 1 will you go 5? At 1 now at 400 Rand a bit. A last call and fair warning. At 2.5 now. At 2.5 will you go 2.9? At 2.5 will you go 2.9? At 2.5 will you go 9? At 5 now. Our last call and fair warning. At 2,500 Rand it is going once. At 2,500 Rand it is going twice. Guys, this is a top pop coin from 1932. One of just 2 in this grade ever. At 2,500, at 2.9 on the buzzer. At 2.9 can we get 3.3? At 2.9 will you go 3.3? This is a top pop coin. Last call. At 2.9, we're going to go over to a fair warning. At 3.3 now. At 3.3, will you go 3.7? At 3.3, will you go 3.7? Look at what coin this is. It's a top pop, ladies and gents. You don't get any better than this. At 3-3 now, I need 3-7. A last call and fair warning. At 3-3 going once. At 3-3 going twice. I'm going to sell it. At 3,300 Rand. It is sold. Well done to our winner. Lot number 35 this evening is a 1932 silver 2 shilling. Once part of the Bakewell collection. Only one coin to ever have graded in a higher grade. This is an MS65 coin. Massive, massive coin here. Bidding at 5,600 current bid. Can we get up to 6,000? I've got 5,600 now. At 5.6, will he go 6,000? At 5.6, who's got 6,000? And a last call and fair warning. What a bargain. At 5,600 going once at 6,000. At 6, can we get 6.4? At 6, will he go 6.4? This MS65, guys. 1932 2 shilling here. At 6,000, and a last call and fair warning for the bargain of the night. At 6,000 Rand going once. At 6.4 now. At 6,400 now. He goes 7.2 at 800 a bit now. At 6.4, can we get 7.2 at 6.4? Let's go 7.2. A last call and fair warning. At 6,400 Rand going once. At 7.2 now. At 7,200 now. You go 8,000 at 800 a bit now. What do you say? A last call and fair warning. At 7,200 Rand going once. At 7,200 Rand it is going twice. Ladies and gents, I'm going to sell this at 7,200. Are we all sure? Are we all done? This is a big coin. At 7,200 Rand, it is sold. Well done to our winner. Our next lot this evening is lot number 36. Lot number 36 is a 1934 South African shilling, graded as an MS64, big coin here, currently bidding at 1,550 Rand. Can we get up to 1,950? At 1.5, at 1.9, will you go 2.3? Got a catalogue value of 10,000 Rand. This is a choice uncirculated coin. At 2.3 now. At 2,300 now, you go 2.7. At 2.3, can we get 2.7 at 2.3 now? Our last call and fair warning. At 2,300 at 2.7. At 2.7, can I get up to 3.1? At 2.7, will you go 3.1 at 2.7 now? Look at the grade, guys. MS64. Last call. At 3.1 now. At 3.1, will you go 3.5? At 3.1, will you go 5 at 1 at 5 now? A last call and fair warning. At 3,100 Rand, it is going once. At 3.5 now. At 3.5, will you go 3.9? At 3.5, will you go 9 at 400 a bit now? A last call and fair warning. At just 3,500 Rand, what a bargain it is. Going once, bargain of the night. You're going twice. And if there is a no advance, guys, are we sure? At 3,500? What a bargain. It is sold. Well done to our winner. Lot 37 this evening is a 1933 halfpenny. It's an MS64 red brown. Only one coin in a higher grade, PCGS. Currently bidding at 1,600 Rand. Can we get up to 1.7? At 1,600 now you go 1.7, at 8 now you go 1.9, at 1.8 now you go 9. Last call at 2,000. At 2 now will you go 2.2, at 2 will you go 2,200 Rand. Last call. I'm moving over to fair warning. At 2,000 Rand going once. At 2,000 Rand it is going twice. At 2.2. At 2.2 at 2.4 will you go 2.6 now. At 2.4 will you go 2.6 at 2.4. The last call. I'm going to move over to a fair warning. At 2,400 Rand going once. At 2,400 Rand it is going twice. Ladies and gents, if there's no advance at 2.6, will you go 2.8 now? At 2,600 now, I need 3,000 at 400 a bit now. What do you say? At 2.6, last call and fair warning. At 2,600 going once. At 3,000. At 3 now, will you go 3.4? At 3, will you go 3.4 at 400 a bit now? Last call and fair warning. At 3,000. At 3,000 Rand it is going once. At 3,000 Rand it is going twice. If there's no advance bid for just 3,000 Rand, it is sold. Well done to our winner. Our next lot this evening is lot number 38. Lot number 38 this evening is a 1961 South African cent. It is a broad struck mint era MS62 coin. It is currently bidding at 800 Rand. Something different here, something nice and unique. Think the grading costs alone here, so something like this at NGC at 800 Rand. Can we get 1,000? I've got 800 now, will you go 1,000? At 800 now, you go 1,000. At 8 now, you go 1,000. A last call and fair warning. At 1,000 now. At 1,000 now, you go 1, 2, at 200 a bit now. What do you say? Last call and fair warning. At 1,000 Rand, it is going once. At 1,000 Rand, it is going twice. Guys, Am I going to sell this for 1,000 rand? At 1-2. At 1,200 now, will you go 1-4? At 1-2, will you go 1-4? I'm going to give it a last call and a fair warning again. What a bargain this is. At 1,200 rand, going once at 1-4. At 1-4, I need 1-8 now. At 1,400, don't lose it for 400 rand. The grading costs alone are more. At 1-8 now. At 1-8 now, will you go 2-2? At 1-8, will you go 2-2 at 400 a bit now? What do you say? A last call and fair warning. At 1,800 rand, it is going once. At 1,800, it is going twice. If there's no advance bid here for just 1-8. It is sold. Well done to our winner. Lot 39 this evening is a 1922 Switzerland gold 10 franc coin. It is an MS66 coin. That being a massive coin. We're currently bidding at 7,000 rand. Let's see what we can do. At 7 now. At 7 now, will you go 7-4. At 7, will you go 7-4 at 7 now? A last call and fair warning. What a bargain! MS66 at 7,000 rand going once below gold at 3.22 grams of 90%. At 7-4, last call and fair warning. At 7,400 rand, it is going once. At 7,400 rand, it is going twice. Guys, if there's no advance here, I'm going to sell it. Well done. At 7-8 now. At 7,800 now, will you go 8-2? What a bargain this is. At 7-8 now, I need 8-2. At 7-8, I need 8-2 now. Our last call and fair warning. At 7,800 rand going once. At 7,800 rand going twice. There's no advance bid. At 7-8. We're sold. Well done to our winner. Lot number 40 this evening is an 1893 USA $5 coin. I'm sure a few people on the coin club right now are busy adding up how close they are to winning. This is the last or second last lot, 40 and then 51 of the Coin Collectors Club competition. Let's see what it goes for. I'm sure after this you'll be able to add up and see how close you are. At 15,400 rand, the current bid, this is 8.36 grams of 90% gold. Please do look at the condition of this coin, because this is a $5 American coin from 1893. Definitely not just a bullion coin here, guys. A special coin. At 15.4, can we get up to 16.2? I've got 15.4 now, you go 16.2. At 15,400 now, you go 16.2 at 15.4 now. And last call. At 15.4, what a bargain. This is by far the bargain of the night. Fair warning. At 15,400 rand going once. At 16.2 now. At 16.2 now, who's got 17,000 rand? At 16.2, will you go 17,000 at 800 rand a bit increment? This is a real bargain here, ladies and gents. Last call at 16,200 rand. I'm moving over to a fair warning at 17,000. At 17 now. At 17 now, I need 17,800. At 17, will you go 17.8? What a bargain it is. Last call and fair warning. At 17,000 rand, it is going once. At 17,000 rand, this 1893 $5 is going twice. Is there no advance? At 17.8. At 17.8 now, can I get 18.6? At 17.8, can I get 18.6 at 800 a bit? Yeah, don't lose it for 800 rand. It's from the 1800s. Last call and fair warning. At 17,800 going once. At 17,800 going twice. If there's no advance bid. At 17,800 rand, guys, I'm going to have to sell it. At 17.8. It is sold. Well done to our winner. And lot 41 this evening is a 1788 Great Britain gold. Gimme! How old is that? Before the 18th century. How's that? This coin from 1788 is British gold. It's 8.35 grams of 917 gold. Well, privileged just to sell it. At 16,000 rand, can we get 16.8? I've got 16,000 now. At 16,800, will you go 17.6? At 16,800, will you go 17.6? At 800 rand a bit now, what do you say? Last call. At 16,000. At 17.6 now, to go 18.4 at 800 a bit now, at 18.4 to go 19.2 at 800 now, what do you say? I've got 18.4 now, looking for 19.2 at that, who's got a flat 20,000 rand. At 19.2 now, will you go 20,000? At 20 now, will you go 21,600? At 20,000 now, will you go 21.6? At 20,000 now, will you go 21.6? Ladies and gents, this is gold from the 1700s. At 20,000, last call and fair warning. At 20,000 rand, it is going once. At 20,000 rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, does no one want it for more? What a bargain. At 20,000 rand, it is sold. Well done to our winner. Our next lot's 42 this evening. It's a 1981 half ounce proof Kruger Rand. Currently bidding at 30,750 rand, below the spot price of gold. Can we get up to 31,250? At 31,250 now. At 31,250, will you go 32,250 at 31 now? Last call. At 32. At 32 now. At 32, will you go 33? At 32, will you go 33? At 32, will you go 3 at 2 now? Last call and fair warning. At 32,000 rand, it is going once. At 32,000 rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, no advance. At 32. At 32,000 rand, it is sold. Well done to our winner. Lot 43 this evening is a 2007 Protea proof set. It is a Nobel, an FW de Klerk with Mandela, currently bidding far below the gold price here at 60,000 rand. Please do remember that this is 1.2 ounces of gold. There's 2/10 ounces there, as well as a full ounce of gold. So 1.2 ounces at 61,500 rand. Can I get up to 63.5? I've got 61 now. At 61,500 now, you go 63. At 61, will you go 63 at 1 now? Guys, are you seeing this? Last call and fair warning. At 61,000 rand, it is going once. At 63,500 now, you go 65. At 63, will you go 65? At 65, will you go 67? At 65, let's get up to 67. That's not even the price of an ounce of gold, ladies and gents. There's 2 ounces of silver and 1.2 ounces of gold here. Last call at 65,500. I'm moving over to fair warning. At 65,500 rand, going once. At 65,500 rand, it is going twice. At 67, at 67.5 now, at 67,500 now, you go 69, at 67.5 now, you go 69 at 5 now, what do you say? Last call, at 67, fair warning, what a bargain, at 67,000 at 69, at 69 now, will you go 71, at 69 now, will you go 71, at 69, can I get 71? Last call and fair warning, at 69,000 rand, it is going once. At 69,000 rand, it is going twice. Ladies and gents, do we not have an advance?